Looking for a simple move that'll help you with your shoulders? Let's try out some shoulder halos. Dr. Marcia here, your friendly neighborhood physical therapist, certified yoga teacher, and author of Movement for Everybody. So let's talk about halos. Halos can be done with a plethora of different things. Anything you can hold, basically, and swing around your head, okay? So for this motion, a high ponytail might get in your way, so just keep that in mind. If you got hair up here, you might knock it, okay? Now, I'm gonna show it to you in sitting. It can be done standing and in a couple of other positions I'll show you at the end. But essentially, you do wanna be aware of a few things. I'm gonna turn to the side. You wanna be aware of your alignment of your pelvis and your spine, because once you get your arms overhead, you wanna make sure that your ribs don't flare, right? You wanna make sure that you're not super arched, because that's gonna change things. We've gotta be aware. So starting with the hips, the pelvis, we have an anterior pelvic tilt where your is out. Then we have a posterior pelvic tilt where your is out, okay? So you wanna be somewhere in the middle, just right, Goldilocks. So if you have to play with pelvic tilts to be like, what is right? Try that out in a mirror. It's okay, no shame in that, okay? Moving up a little bit, now we wanna think about these ribs. These ribs are gonna stay stacked. I don't wanna poke my chest out, but I also don't wanna lean too far forward with my shoulders and my upper back. If I'm curled at my upper back, my arm just automatically can't get as tall. If I'm straight, my arm's gonna get where it needs to go. So, being able to pull these ribs down and also squeeze your shoulder blades open and back is like a big body awareness skill. So that when I raise my arms up, I get as high as I can without letting my ribs flare out or letting my forward shoulders get in the way of being able to lift my arms. Okay? All right, so that's the setup. Next, you're basically gonna hold something. Lift your elbows up, hold the thing in front of your face, and that's why it's called a halo. You're gonna imagine that you're drawing a halo with that thing. So right now, I'm holding something that doesn't have any weight. You can start with that. If you're just doing a warm-up, if this alone is hard enough, the tilt, the engagement, the shoulders, the ribs, if that is hard enough, you might not need to add weight, because we want to be able to do this. If I'm not steady and solid, it's gonna get a little sloppy, which if you want to do it this way because it just feels good and you're doing that on purpose, do your thing, don't care. But if you are lock and loaded and trying to do the kettlebells as I'm directing, then there's gonna be limited motion. So you can do it with a couple of things. Basically anything you can hold. A filled water bottle, a yoga block. You could also do a weight plate, hold on to the weight plate, and that works. You do want to make sure that you go in both directions and you go at a consistent speed. So you don't want to go fast on one and then, no. So keep the elbows up, and slower is honestly pretty much always harder. So you can also do it with a dumbbell. It'll look pretty much the same. And then you could also do it with a kettlebell. The kettlebell, you'll hold it upside down and do the same thing in front of your face, swing it around town. So I don't know, I feel like I'm moving a little bit too much, so that means this weight is probably too heavy for me to do this with. Gotta be honest with myself. Now about the different positions. So you're gonna be upright no matter what, right? But the bottom half, since it's not moving, can do different things. So you could do it standing, you could do it standing on one leg if you want to work on balance. You could do it with a staggered setup. As long as you know why you're challenging your balance and working on something else, it's probably a good idea, okay? You could do it in kneeling, so you can get down on your knees. So you could do your kettlebell in tall kneeling, meaning standing on your knees, or in half kneeling, meaning one leg is forward. And you can even, if you'd like, get it up a little higher if that feels good. That's up to you. And that's all I have for you when it comes to tips and tricks to doing shoulder halos. Great for shoulder and scapular stability. A lot of body awareness is required. So keep in mind that simple and slow does not always mean easier. Some of these things can take time to figure out. So use a mirror, use your phone, take video, not for judgment, but for curiosity, and see if what you think you're doing is what you're actually doing, okay? Any questions, drop them down below. I'll see you next time.